Once YNW Melly turned himself into jail for the passing of YNW Sackchaser and YNW Juvie, many rappers started showing lots of love for YNW Melly. One of the first rappers that YNW Melly spoke with while in jail was Lil Durk and King Von.
That shit bustin', you got 10 piece. That shit bustin' harder than mine. It's me. It's the It's y'all. I said, you got 10 piece.
Sure, okay.
After Durk and King Von shared words of encouragement to Melly, it wasn't long until Boosie shared words of encouragement for Melly as well by tweeting, "I'm in prayers for YNW Melly tonight. I was in the airport and he paid for my food and magazines and really showed me love and respect. He told me, oh nah, OG, you ain't paying for anything. I'm about to call the prayer warriors for you, bro." Showing lots of love for YNW Melly. Now, while it was all love at the start of the court case, once evidence started rolling out, rappers had different thoughts about YNW Melly, as after a massive update in the court case was released on July 6th, with new paperwork being released revealing that YNW Melly is no longer facing the penalty within his court case. Reports are being released of sloppy paperwork by the feds and court system, resulting in the penalty being dropped. There's also reports of good defenses coming out from YNW Melly's side and lawyers, as Melly's mother reacted, writing this on Instagram. "The penalty has officially been removed from YNW Melly's case. Thank you, Jesus. Hashtag Free Melly 2022. And with the trial beginning soon, the courts are starting to see defenses from YNW Melly's side, just as 100K Track reacted to this in an interview with DJ Akademiks, as he stated this.
He built a real great solid team away from just being innocent, because he wouldn't do such a crime. He prepared himself and got a proper, defense. Their job is to handle themselves in trial, not on social media. You guys are taking it that way. If they say they got DNA in a car, I'm just gonna tell you, Melly DNA was found in the car. You're gonna think, yeah, his DNA was found in the car the day of the. Oh, he jumped in a car and his DNA was in the car. He did it, okay? But you're not gonna put the fact that this was his car for 6-7 months on those documents and dockets and just automatically be like, yo, he's fried. You don't even know what the defense is. You don't even know what the rebuttal is. You don't even know why that situation occurred. You hear ballistics flying, you don't know what the defense is. You hear this, you hear that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest.
If YNW Melly's defense team has done as good as a job as sources claim, YNW Melly could be released from jail within the next 2 months, as the trial is beginning. Now, while things are looking better for YNW Melly, an even concerning update was released at a court hearing 2 weeks ago, as at this court hearing, a detective in the YNW Melly case stated he believes the rapper was likely the one who committed the act towards 2 YNW affiliates. According to court documents obtained by XXL, Detective Christopher Williams will be testifying against YNW Melly in the trial. Detective Williams is known to be one of the greatest detectives in the United States at recreating crime scenes to build an image on how certain crimes went down. Williams literally reconstructed the entire scene of the crime, getting a Jeep the exact same model and make that YNW Melly was in, as well as creating human-like figures that match the body weight and height of all of the members that were in the car. Christopher Williams then used firearms towards these figures, and with everything lining up the exact same as the actual crime scene, it revealed that YNW Melly, if guilty, most likely did this act towards Sackchaser and Juvie only 8 inches away from their face. This was due to the aftermath that would have went all over the window as well as the roof of the vehicle, as all signs of who did this act towards Juvie and Sackchaser were sitting in YNW Melly's seat in the car. Now here's the photo of where everyone was sitting inside of the vehicle. YNW Bortland, being the driver of the car, had YNW Melly sitting directly behind him, leaving Sackchaser and Juvie both on the opposite side of the vehicle. Christopher Williams used what's called the stick method. He used plastic sticks to match the trajectory of the firearm that would have been used from YNW Melly Melly's seat. The trajectory from YNW Melly's seat showed a perfect match to where Sack Chaser and Juvie were affected once brought to the hospital. At the same court hearing where all of this information was revealed, it was the same court hearing where YNW Melly had this photo taken of him, as he posted on Instagram a caption saying, "It's about that time. I'll be home this year." Getting lots of love from Trippie Redd, Lil Durk, and even YNWB Slime in the comments, as YNW Melly still believes he's innocent and will be returning home this year, as from his reaction during the court hearing. Inside the courtroom began to get very emotional, as friends of YNW Melly such as Bortland were in attendance alongside Melly's family. However, once things were starting to look better, things got worse, as once the court hearing was over, YNW Melly was transported back to the county jail. Sources claim people from YNW Melly's cell block was awaiting his arrival back to the county jail. Once arriving, an altercation occurred between YNW Melly and another rapper named Rico Reckless, as YNW Melly's official Twitter account put out this statement saying, "To all my loved ones and close friends, I just wanted to let everyone know that my phone privilege have been revoked and I'm no longer allowed to call or have video visitation. That is the reason why no one has received any calls from me, but do not worry, I am in great spirits." Now, just weeks before YNW Melly's trial was about to begin, the Florida rapper ran into an altercation inside a jail, as there was reports being released of YNW Melly being placed in solitary confinement after getting into an altercation inside a jail with another rapper named Rico Reckless from Chicago, Illinois. They are both awaiting their trials to begin. Now, YNW Melly inside of jail has allegedly always been a problem with newer inmates. Ever since the release of this new evidence file, YNW Melly has been running into countless issues with inmates inside of jail. Due to the trial beginning soon, the entire case was laid out for the courtroom, which then spread into the county jails. And here's how it began. At roughly 3:30 a.m., YNW Melly was leaving a recording studio with YNW Bortland, Sack Chaser, and Juvie. The four rappers were seen hopping inside of their Jeep before leaving the parking lot and driving home. YNW Bortland, being the driver of the vehicle, had YNW Melly sitting directly behind him, leaving Sack Chaser and Juvie both on the opposite side. While driving home, YNW Bortland was seen on GPS evidence driving the vehicle into a parking lot located on a side street, with the vehicle sitting in park for roughly 30 minutes. Law enforcement believe that YNW Bortland created a distraction inside of the car, while YNW Melly did the act towards Sack Chaser and Juvie, with the GPS evidence showing the Jeep sitting in park for roughly 30 minutes. YNW Melly was seen then stepping out of the Jeep before walking around it in a circle twice before hopping back in. The theory is that YNW Melly stepped out of the car and used his firearm towards it, making it appear as if they went through a drive-by from rival street members. After some time passed, YNW Bortland then drove Sack Chaser and Juvie to the local hospital, and with YNW Melly's cell phone still being tracked via GPS evidence, law enforcement located Melly sprinting home on foot down the street. With law enforcement now having possession of YNW Melly's cell phone, they noticed that 3 hours after the incident went down, that YNW Melly revealed in his Instagram DMs something concerning, as YNW Melly was having a conversation on Instagram with a burner account about what just happened. With the passing of YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie hitting news headlines and going viral online, as reported by Complex, they stated a new piece of evidence saying there is one Instagram exchange that took place hours after the passings, which was obtained by Complex via a public records request. In it, YNW Melly's Instagram account says, "I did that," in one message, followed 2 minutes later by another message saying, "Shh." The timing of these Instagram DMs will be used by the state to make the case that those messages amount to an admission by YNW Melly of his guilt. As a few messages later, the man YNW Melly was talking with messages Melly once again, telling him there's a Sig 9 on the market, as YNW Melly replied to this message saying, "I want it." YNW Melly's cell phone revealed most of the evidence in this court case, and even more evidence files. It stated these particular cell phones, which were both iPhone 10s, were on the T-Mobile network. And so T-Mobile has a very interesting feature where it will tell you the environment the cell phone is in. So from these cell phone records, I can tell you the exact moment Demons got out of the car and staged the drive-by location. Also on YNW Melly's cell phone, they found a video on it. The evidence report says, and I quote, "Then also, we have a video of Mr. Demons admitting to doing an act towards two individuals in the head." This video was on Mr. Demons' cell phone, which was brought to my office by Jameson Francis, and that's how we had that, and that is all of the evidence that Your Honor has. Now, Mr. Demons in that court file is actually YNW Melly. Believe it or not, that is his last name, with Jameson Francis being 100K Track being in the clip that I showed you at the start of the video. With everything now connecting together, the YNW Melly trial is beginning soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.